Oh, welcome to another episode of Buffy's Angels, featuring your favorite angels. Me, Daniel Ehrenberg, him, Logan Adair, and of course, David Boreanaz.
He's the third angel.
Yeah, he's the third angel. And who's our Bosley?
Who the fuck is Bosley?
He's like the guy that's like, he was Bill Murray in the movies. He gives them the missions.
What movie?
The Charlie's Angels movie.
Oh, Charlie's Angels.
For heaven's sake. I guess Giles, he's our Bosley. All right. So we are finishing up the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer this week. Rated by many to be the worst season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but we've had a real nice time covering it. And then we'll start season 2 next week, which is a classic. All right. Logan, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. Just finished Buffy the Vampire Slayer, my new favorite television show of 2023.
Wow. Huge accolades from Logan. And he's only seen the first season. This is wild.
It's definitely the only show I've seen this year, though.
Oh, well, that's fair. I've watched a few things. We'll talk about them tomorrow on Hey, I'm Watching Here. All right. So this week is Out of Mind, Out of Sight and Prophecy Girl. We'll be starting with that Out of Mind, Out of Sight episode, though. In some places, we used to know that episode as Invisible Girl. And then the DVD came out, and it was like a whole different title.
Yeah, probably not good to do Invisible Girl and then Prophecy Girl right after. I kind of don't like that.
I agree. And then next season, there's one called Inca Mummy Girl.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that on like somebody's IMDb thing.
Sure.
Like a writing credit, I think.
Yep. Yeah, we've covered the writers of that one. Okay, May 19th, 1997. What a day in American history this was, Logan.
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of info about it. You want to know about what was on TV that night?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, this, Out of Mind, Out of Sight, the Buffy episode, ABC aired a David Blaine special, Logan. All right?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Very exciting stuff. He was new and exciting at that time. All right, and they also aired a TV movie that I'd never heard of, but I will 100% watch, called Detention, The Siege at Johnson High. Okay? And that's about a terrorist who takes over a high school. Now, the hostage negotiator on the outside is played by Rick Schroeder, the classic child star from Silver Spoons. The terrorist slogan is played by Henry Winkler.
Wow, that's great.
All right? And the student who saves the day is played by a young actor by the name of Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, what a cast.
When do they get together, Freddie Prinze and Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Well, they met on Scooby, I think.
That's when they met?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought they were probably a thing by then.
No, I think that's where they met. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, they've been together a long time. They're a very successful Hollywood couple, aren't they?
Probably my favorite.
I'll tell you another successful Hollywood couple that got married on May 19th, 1997. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick.
Still together to this day.
Still together to this day. I guess SJP doesn't mind boring dudes.
Oh, come on. You don't know that
killed
guy.
somebody in a car crash. But yep, they remain married, and they remain fixtures of the New York theater scene. Fox that night aired the 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. A classic show.
All right.
You don't know Melrose Place?
Not really.
Oh, all right. It was a spin-off of Beverly Hills 90210, but not really.
Is Melrose a person?
No, that was a street.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes
It was
more
about
sense.
like all the sexy shenanigans that were going on in this like sort of apartment complex.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Heather Locklear was the big name. Familiar with her?
Yeah, sure. It's not that big of a name.
Well, it was big at the time, man. We all loved Heather Locklear. All right. The number one song in the country Bop 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 doo wop did it up doo wop bop 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 doo.
I can't think of
Yeah,
a better
yeah.
outro, to be honest.
No, I mean they fucking nailed it this week, and it's still the number one song, and had become the number one song in the world by the time the next episode aired.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
That's a classic.
what a classic! Number one movie at the box office, still The Fifth Element,
But
and
what was released this
it
today?
wasn't released. They had
Oh.
their big Hollywood premiere on this
Oh.
day of The Lost World, Jurassic Park. So Jeff Goldblum was out for a night on the town.
Julianne Moore.
That's right. Pete Postlethwaite. All right. How about
his daughter?
his
Oh,
daughter?
Vince Vaughn, right? Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Richard Schiff from The West Wing, who got torn in half in those trees. Okay? So many greats. And then Steven Bloody Spielberg, who made two films that year, Lost World and Amistad, starring Digimon Hansu.
Do you think he thought that was gonna be like the original and Schindler like that year?
Yes.
I don't think it worked.
It didn't pan out that way, yeah.
No.
Oh well. Okay. I'll tell you what else happened the day before this.
Yeah.
Logan. The 50th annual Cannes Film Festival.
How
Right.
how many? How long?
The 50th annual.
Whoa, that's been going on a long time. I didn't know that.
It sure has. And the Palme d'Or was a tie that year.
Whoa. That
Yeah.
doesn't seem right.
The Iranian director Abbas Kiarostami's Taste of Cherry.
Oh,
Yeah, you familiar with that? It's on the Criterion
watched it, yeah.
Collection. You've watched that?
Tim recommended it to me one week. I talked about it. Hey, I'm watching here. One of the early weeks we did it. Yeah.
That's wild. I've never seen that movie.
Yeah. What's it up against? I'll tell you what's better.
Well, it tied with Unagi, the Eel, which was a Japanese film I've never, ever heard of. But I'll tell you what else was in the comp. Some notable films, Logan.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp's directorial debut, The Brave, about Native Americans, because Johnny Depp likes to pretend he's Native American.
He's in it also as a Native
I
American.
believe so, yeah.
Yep.
Funny Games by Michael Haneke, the original.
Okay.
What
I
a
think I saw the
classic.
original, right?
Uh,
Or the remake, I mean.
You saw the remake, yeah. Happy Together by Wong Kar-wai, and Wong Kar-wai won the Best Director award for that at the Cannes Film Festival. The Ice Storm by Ang Lee, which won the screenplay prize.
Did he write it also?
No, James Seamus wrote it. It's a good film. L.A. Confidential by Curtis Hanson. She's So Lovely by Nick Cassavetes, John Cassavetes' Nepo baby. Now, that had a script by John Cassavetes. He directed his dad's last script from before he died. Sean Penn won the Best Actor trophy at the Cannes Film Festival for that film. And it's a good movie. He's like all drunk with Robin Wright Penn, and then they break up. He goes to jail, I think, and then she ends up with John Travolta, and he gets out of jail and like hangs out with them. That's the movie. All right.
Hey, Sean Penn, come hang out with me and Robin over here.
Yeah, but
That was my
I'll tell you
Travolta.
what, it doesn't go well. Dramatic things happen. All right.
Really?
Yeah. And also, The Sweet Hereafter, the Adam Egoyan film about the bus crash that killed all those kids.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think should have won?
Wait, all those were nominated for the same thing?
Yep.
What the fuck? Well, I haven't seen a lot of those, to be honest. Like LA Confidential, I haven't even seen.
Oh,
So,
holy shit. You
I
should
would give
watch
it
that.
to Taste of Cherry.
Really? All right.
No.
I would have gone with probably The Ice Storm or Funny Games.
Okay, yeah. See, I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah. All right. All right. That's all I got for this day. You got anything else?
No.
Okay,
I
great.
thought I'd have you with Broderick and SJP, but
You thought you had me with that one? No,
No.
I got it, man.
yeah.
I did plenty of research this week. All right. The writer, let's talk about Out of Mind, Out of Sight, huh?
Yeah, we've already talked about these writers before, right?
We have Ashley Gable and Thomas Swiden. This is their second, and I want to say last episode of Buffy. They might have one in season 2. but they had previously written I, Robot, You, Jane. And I would
Yeah.
argue that this is their better effort.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I'd say not a great effort in total in general.
I think you're crazy. I love this episode.
Really, you love
Yeah.
this one?
Yeah, I'm a
I
fan of this
wasn't
episode.
so into it.
That's fine. Were you like the finale though?
The finale. Oh, the finale. I thought you meant the finale of this episode. Oh
No.
yeah, I like the finale. That was fun.
All right, good. All right. We also have a story credit here by Joss Whedon, because I think this was one of the episodes he pitched, like when he pitched the show. He was like, a girl gets invisible because no one's paying attention. Yeah.
All right. I do kind of like some of that stuff.
Yeah. And our director for this episode is Reza Badiyi, a very fascinating, another Iranian director, by the way. Not as good as Abbas Kiarostami, according to the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
But he's known, or he got his start as Robert Altman's assistant director. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for his first film, The Delinquents. And then he became a TV director. And his specialty as a TV director was directing like the opening credit sequences of shit.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah. So he directed the opening credit sequence of Mission Impossible. Bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum. That. He did Hawaii Five-0. He did the opening credits to the Mary Tyler Moore Show. It was his idea for her to throw that hat in the air and freeze frame it. That was him.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Can I tell you something about him?
Yeah, go for it.
These are all the television shows that he directed an episode of that got turned into a movie. Okay? you said Mission Impossible, Starsky and Hutch, which you just watched the film of, right?
Holds up, by the way. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. I saw it when I was little. Get Smart, Serpico, SWAT, The Rockford Files.
Well, I would argue Serpico is a TV show based on a movie.
Oh, was it? The movie was first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. The Incredible Hulk, Police Squad, Baywatch. And then these are all like extra shows that also were movies, but I guess Serpico is one of those. Buffy, Mortal Kombat, there was a show.
Yeah.
La Femme Nikita, a Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode. Fame, In the Heat of the Night, which I didn't know they turned into a show.
Yeah,
they did.
We'll cover it.
So all those shows were movies, and this guy was a part of them. So solid career.
Solid career for Reza. He retired very soon after this Buffy episode. I think his last work is 2003 or something, and he had slowed down. And then he died in 2011. And I'll tell you another thing, another fun fact about him. He was married 3 times in his life. His second wife was Jennifer Jason Leigh's mom. So at one point, he was Jennifer Jason Leigh's stepdad.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
What
Can I tell
a
you
life!
Another thing?
Yeah, go for it.
He directed 3 episodes of this show that I'd never heard of. It's a show from the 70s called Jigsaw John. And I bring this up, obviously, because of Jigsaw, my favorite character of all time. But Jigsaw's name is John Kramer. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
This show's called
Jigsaw John Kramer. Very good.
Jack Warden, by the way, played Jigsaw John.
You know, when you say Jigsaw, I still primarily think of the Punisher villain Jigsaw.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No.
Played
I
by
never thought about
Dominic
that.
West in Punisher Warzone.
Okay, well.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the app.
Yeah, all right. So talk about the app. Episode, what is this, 11?
Episode 11 overall of the franchise.
Penultimate
Yeah,
episode.
that's correct.
Of where do they get that word from, by the way?
Well, it's second to last.
Does ultimate mean last?
Yeah.
And pen means like second
I
to?
guess so.
All right.
And you know what? Anti-penultimate means second to last.
What?
Yeah.
Does that mean the same as penultimate then?
No. Oh, I mean third to last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, so all right. So we meet a couple of Cordelia's friends in this episode. We meet Harmony.
We don't meet her. I got news for you. She's in a scene in the computer room
Oh shit.
in The Harvest where Cordelia, remember when Willow's like, press deliver, and it's delete.
Yes, yes, of course.
Harmony's in that scene,
Oh shit, that's awesome.
and I said we'd see her again, and here she is, and we'll see
That
her even more.
okay, that's good to know. What about Mitch, her boyfriend? Question mark.
No, I think that's a one-off, but yeah, it's
Okay.
wild. She's dating this dude Mitch in this episode, but then by the next episode, she's all into
Making
some
out with
other
this dude
dude.
in her
Yeah,
car. Oh yeah, immediately. I thought it might have been the same dude at
I did
first.
too. I kind of remembered it as being the same dude, but it's not.
Yeah, you thought it was. Do we know that guy's name?
I don't remember the character's name.
All right. Well, sorry to that guy. All right, but we meet Harmony and Mitch, and they get terrorized a little bit, but they live. They survive this episode, so that's pretty good.
They sure do.
And they're walking in the halls, just minding their own business, being like brats. I don't know, whatever they do.
They're
And Buffy,
Cordelia's a little extra this episode. She's like
she's always
extra
extra.
asshole because I think they wanted to, you know, show
She has a
why
face turn though, right?
Marcy was targeting her. What?
Also, they want to like amplify the face turn that she has.
That's true. She has a bit of a face turn. The face turn begins here, and she's also in the race where she's going to be coronated. Is that a word? As the
Yeah,
May Queen.
that is that a real thing? I didn't really know.
I've never
And
heard of that, but Buffy claims that she was the
they make up a
Los
lot of stuff.
Angeles version of that.
Yeah, right. She does say that. She was like really popular, but I wonder what happened. She just like kept getting into
Well, we
trouble.
saw the movie. She's popular, and then like people thought
That's
she
not
was weird.
canon.
That
it?
is canon.
We're going into this with that being canon.
Yeah, that's why we watched it.
So she dated Luke Perry in her past. And, like
Yes,
that's like a thing.
and
Has
she had a
on?
previous watcher named Merrick.
Holy shit! I forgot about Merrick.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow! All right. Yeah, oh wow, that's Donald Sutherland, right?
That's correct.
Merrick. Wow, that's a pretty cool name. All right, so yeah, so Buffy runs out of a classroom and she drops a bag of weapons. All of her little Slayer weapons come out, and I bring this up because it plays a big part later on with Cordelia, right?
True.
So then we get the boyfriend. He's like in the locker room. There are lots of scenes in locker rooms, right? There's been 11 episodes. We probably had 8 locker room
You're
scenes.
probably right. There was one in the very first episode, I recall.
Oh, I don't remember that. I remember him like coming on hot though. We've had like 5 in the last 5 up. I feel like there's like one in every episode. But we see that guy in the locker room, and we like hear some noises probably. And then he reaches for a baseball bat, but invisible. It's a girl, right? I was gonna say
Well, we
invisible
don't even
man.
know at this point. It's just like a bat in midair beating him up.
Yeah, and it does. It beats him up, and you think probably dead because this show doesn't really hold any pull. Is it pull punches?
That's right.
I guess right. They don't really pull punches. Like they kill people on this show all the time. So I kind of assumed he was dead.
No, but as Snyder says, there are no dead students at this school this week.
This week, yeah, that's good. But yeah, they even kill a principal. Yeah, right. They fucking ate him alive.
Fluty's dead. We'll hear some flute in this episode.
Oh, you think that was a shout out? I didn't even put that together.
I don't believe so.
Holy cow. All right. Yeah, so say goodbye to that guy. Does he talk the rest of the episode? I know he like comes out, they confirm he's alive.
You know what's weird is when they're
Probably
like
does.
stretchering him out of the building, they stop the stretcher when they get to Buffy. Like why did they stop moving?
She had something to
She
say.
had some questions for him.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I do like Principal Snyder when he was like, "Hey, don't sue the school. Whatever you do, don't sue the school. It wasn't
Yeah.
even that bad." We learn whose dad was it? They make a joke. I think it's Willow. She's like they call his
dad the Beast.
the Beast. He had a nickname for how good of a lawyer he was. I
Yeah.
thought that was really funny. So that was a good Willow moment. Not the LVP in this episode because of that moment.
Is she the
All right.
LVP of the season for you?
It's a good question, but that's possible.
Mm.
Yeah, that it's possible. All right, so what happens next? They start doing some investigating, right? They're like, "What the hell? That was kind of weird. That guy was beaten up with an invisible bat." So they do some investigating, and then Cordelia's friend gets dragged down the stairs out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Right?
that was wild. Cordelia
wild.
thought she tripped, but she got pushed by an invisible.
invisible girl.
Just whatever, an
Oh,
invisible. Yeah.
oh yeah. Well, I guess we don't know. This is when we kind of learn because Buffy hears some laughing and she follows the laughing inside, and it leads. I don't think she notices this, but it leads up into the ceiling, and she has like a whole camp set up there. There's like a bed
Right.
and like she's like draws pictures and
And it's
like
above the band room because she was sort of a band geek. She played the flute.
yeah. So that'll come into play later, where we get into all of that. But then Giles is oh wait, is this yeah, Angel like crashes into the library randomly. I sort of didn't like all this in this
Oh my
episode.
god. That's funny that you say that because Angel talking to Giles in this episode was by far my favorite scene. I loved every second of it.
Just seemed really sudden and like it was all just completely set up for the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's how it felt to me. But yeah, so he says like, "Hey, there's like a fucking book that I can't find. Somebody took it." And they're like, "No, no, no, it was like not taken." I don't really know what was going on. There's like a book that he needed and Angel
Yeah.
knows about it. So
Giles
we
says it was lost in the 15th century, and Angel goes, "Not lost, misplaced. I can get it."
misplaced. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he points him in the right direction.
And Giles
Or
is like, "Why don't you just talk to Buffy about this?" And Angel goes, "I can't be around her." And then Giles has the classic line, classic Logan, I tell you. Ah, a vampire in love with a slayer. It's rather poetic in a maudlin sort of way.
yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
So Angel's really going through it at the moment. So that's upsetting. But hey, that's the price you pay. So then we get a flashback, which I kind of liked. I don't
In
know.
sepia tone.
Very, very bright. But I guess it works. There's this girl, and she's like, "Hey guys," trying to like butt in the conversation, like, "Hey, I have a point to make," and they're just like completely ignoring her and
Yeah.
like making the point again over her, and they're all like, "Oh, that's a great point, Cordelia, you really crushed it there," and they're like completely ignoring this other girl,
I know, it's very
and
sad.
yeah, very sad.
You familiar with this
And
actress?
no, again, I don't really click on any actors because I don't want to know if they come back or not.
No, this is Clea Duvall, who goes on to quite a little career. She played the character of Stokely in The Faculty.
Oh wow,
Remember the goth girl that Elijah Wood ends up with at the end?
sure, yeah.
Yeah, her.
I just
And
watched Deep Rising, and that's the same year as The Faculty. That's pretty crazy.
what a year it was.
Yeah, yeah, really.
She was.
We don't even get one movie like that anymore, let alone two.
It's true. You're right. Let me see. I'll tell you what else Clea Duvall was in because she really has had like a good career. She was in
Yeah, I've heard of
Argo.
her.
She was
The movie?
yeah.
Oh, I guess that's Fargo.
She was in the first season of Heroes. There, she was on the show Carnival on HBO, which was a fun little show. The Grudge. All right,
Wow.
21 grams. She's one of the personalities in Identity. All right.
What?
Yeah.
Who is she in Identity?
I don't
Did she
remember.
die?
I don't remember, to be honest.
She the wife of what's his name?
Could be. She plays a burned girl in Girl Interrupted. I remember that much. And yeah, what a career.
All right. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
She was like the only actress that I remember knowing at the time these were airing. Like I recognized her.
oh, so she was like a guest star to you?
Yeah, to me.
That's pretty cool. But later, do they start to get more people that you're aware of?
Some. Ashanti's in an episode.
I don't really know who that is. But all right, so then Willow, like she does her researching and she gets a missing list and she's like, "Hey Buffy, here's a list of all the people that have gone missing. Take a look at it." And they realize that somebody from the band went missing and they're like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." So they do a little research on that. And that's when she goes to the band room. She finds a footprint on the chair and she's like, "Oh, that's unusual." So she goes up to the ceiling and she sees the whole setup and she's like, "What the fuck, somebody's living up here, that's pretty crazy." And she finds a yearbook.
Yeah.
Right, and this was probably my favorite part of the
I love
episode.
this. Yeah.
How it's like the cheerleading stuff, how like I forgot exactly how they worded it, but they sort of word that fun in a funny way. How like it makes you evil being a cheerleader and stuff like that.
Right.
But like this, like people, the way everyone just said, "Hey, have a nice summer, have a nice summer, have a nice summer." That's like the what that's like what do you call that?
Well, it's the kiss of death. It means no one gives a shit.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. The kiss of death. It's like just like the thing that people say. And yeah, so she had a million of those, including Willow and Xander. They were even a part of
And
this.
they
So
don't even remember her. They don't even remember writing this. Although I like Willow says, "Have a great summer."
oh yeah, I said
I
have a great
cared.
summer. Yeah. So that's pretty good. She's all right in this episode. And so yeah, all of that made her actually go invisible. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
So so that's upsetting. And so Cordelia shows up. And she's like, "Hey, some weird shit's going on. I know that you are like have all these weapons. You can like
Yeah.
kill it, right?"
She's like, "You're weird and you don't hang out with normal people." And she says she thinks she was hoping maybe she's like part of a gang.
Yeah, they're hoping that she had the gang members that could
Yeah.
help her. Yeah, but that's pretty funny. But then they decide to use Cordelia as bait, and she's not all about that. But I guess she's willing to do what it takes. So we get a kind of a weird moment that I don't know if you noticed or not, but it's Cordelia and Buffy. I think they're like walking in the hallway and they're talking about being popular,
Yeah.
and Cordelia's like, I feel so lonely even though I'm popular, and Buffy's like, well, why do you try so hard then? And I'll play the clip because I have to because it's weirdly edited. It's not. She says like, well, because it helps. It's better to be lonely with people than without people, or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's better to be lonely with people than lonely all by yourself, I think she says.
Yeah, and I'll play the clip because it's pretty choppily edited. The audio of it.
I have never
I,
once noticed a problem with this moment.
yeah, I
So
guess this isn't helpful to you, but the people listening are gonna know.
okay.
Well, if you feel so alone, then why do you work so hard at being popular?
Well, it beats being alone all by yourself.
Then this was a pretty weak part of the episode. I thought there's a part where Giles, Xander, and Willow go in a room
Oh, this isn't great. You're right.
and they're like, "Oh no, the gas! The gas is attacking us!" And you're just like,
They're
"All
drawn
right."
to the room by a flute because they're like the invisible
Oh,
girl's
right.
probably in there, but then it's like a tape, like she lured them in there, and Xander goes
Yes.
gulp, and
And there's a gas that is not visible to us. We can't
you just hear
ever
a hissing
see.
sound.
Yeah, it's pretty weak. I feel like one of the weaker like ways they've handled something. I guess the way they did some of the dummy stuff wasn't so good.
But I like how
But
they get saved by Angel, and he's fine in there because he doesn't have to breathe.
oh, wow, I didn't even put that together. There
Yeah.
is a moment in one of the episodes. I guess it must be in the next episode where he has to have. Oh, it's the CPR in
Yeah,
the
they
next
have to give
episode.
CPR, and he can't.
I'd never ever thought about that. How vampires don't have breath.
Yeah.
Right? But in this, they cover that. So, yeah, Angel, right? Angel saves them. They go to the bronze. Cordelia gets cut. Right?
They're in the bronze?
Yeah, she like the invisible girl knocks him out, and she like takes him to the bronze, and she has like the chair of. She has like a table of like doctor like
yeah,
scalpels.
I guess I never really thought about where they are in that sequence.
Well, they must show the exterior because I wrote down bronze.
Okay,
So
I'll trust you.
yeah, I feel like we haven't had any bands, and we haven't had like an active bronze.
Nah,
in,
it's
like,
been a
4
while, but there's a
episodes.
huge one in the season 2 premiere that I love. So get
Oh,
ready.
that's awesome. Oh, it's like the plain white tees or something. That's probably early.
The plain white. I don't believe they came out until Buffy was off the air.
Yeah, no, you're probably right about that. So yeah, so they like save the day or whatever. And by the way, I haven't mentioned throughout this whole episode, but we've periodically been seeing like these mysterious dudes in caps.
Yeah, and
And you're
suits.
like, what's that going on there? And so they come in and they're like, hey, we are the FBI. Don't mind us. We're just gonna take. She has a name. What's her name?
Marcy Ross.
we're gonna take Marcy Ross, and don't even worry about it. Right?
Don't
That's
even
basically what
worry about
happens.
it. Yeah.
And so they take her, and then at the very end of the episode, we see there's like a class of all these invisible people, and they, as soon as they came in, they were like, I was like, they better all open that fucking book that's sitting on the table, and then they all open the book, and it's talking about like how to possess people, and you're like,
No,
oh
no, it's
fuck.
the head of the chapter they open to says assassination and infiltration.
Okay.
You know
But
what
this
always
is like
bothers me about that scene is
what?
she goes to sit, and how does she know what chair is empty?
Oh, great point. Do they point her in there? Do they say which
No, I
like that?
always watch for it. They don't tell her which chair to sit in.
That's a great point. I didn't think about that. Maybe when if you're invisible, you have like different. You can see the
Yeah,
invisible
maybe you
people.
could see other invisible people. Who knows?
That's a great question. Um, yeah. So I liked that ending.
It's actually a
Uh,
huge moment for the series at large because it's the first indication that the government knows about supernatural shit.
well, oh, okay. So I guess you just confirmed something for me. But I was wondering, was that their actual FBI, or was it like a fake FBI who knows, who like wants to keep these people uh under wraps? Are they like in charge of these people, or are they real FBI? Was my
No, I
question.
think they're being trained by the FBI for like wet works.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. All right. So that's neat. I sort of liked that ending, but yeah, I didn't love the entire episode. I thought like the invisible stuff was kind of weak. The angel was pretty weak.
Angel's so good in this episode. He might be my MVP.
I just thought it was so obviously, oh shit, finale's next
So
episode.
what?
And we've even talked about how Buffy has, or how Angel hasn't been in the last few episodes, and then this one is suddenly like, oh, this is coming up in the next episode, and also it's so painful to be Buffy. We have to recap that. Also, I'm gonna save you guys. I'm a hero again. I don't know.
It's really well written though, and it's good scene with Giles and Angel. I am a fan of the Angel stuff in this episode.
All right, that's fine.
Hey, you skipped one thing that I wrote down.
Yeah, what's that?
So you skipped all the stuff with their black teacher, a rare black Buffy character,
Right.
and
Yeah, I'm sorry.
she loves Cordelia, and so she gets targeted by Marcy. And in the flashback, that's the scene where she starts to become invisible. Like she's calling on everybody else, and Marcy's hand begins to disappear. But what I really want to talk about is early on in the episode, they show a class in her classroom, and they're having a very, very weird conversation about William Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I want to say.
All right. This was like the fourth one where they're talking about like Jewish people, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because Shylock, Merchant of Venice, Billy Shakespeare gets a lot of cred for a lot of things, but he also really like played into some horrible stereotypes about
married
Jewish
Anne
people
Hathaway.
that are
You know
still
about that?
around today. Who?
Shit, didn't he marry somebody named Anne Hathaway?
Shakespeare?
Isn't that a thing about him?
I don't know.
That's like one of the things I know.
All right. Well, yeah, that's all I got, basically. I just thought that was weird.
All right. Well, I guess I didn't bring her up because I kind of didn't think she was that good, and she's a possible LVP.
She gets a bag over her head.
Yeah, that was kind of scary, but she didn't even die. They should have killed people in this episode, I thought.
I don't know. Maybe they thought we already killed Dr. Gregory. We don't need to kill another teacher.
I guess so. So, sorry, I'm trying to think about where I would rank this. So I'll give it 3 stars. My MVP is going to be Buffy, obviously. My LVP, I might go that teacher. I thought everyone else was pretty good. Xander, Giles, Willow, Cordelia.
Harmony.
Mom's not here. Harmony's good. I thought the boyfriend was sort of like giving Jack Nicholson energy. I thought it was pretty fun.
I think he's my LVP.
Yeah, it's possible, but I sort of thought he knew what he was doing, and I thought he was sort of giving it his all.
I'm a fan of this episode. I give it a 4.
Wow, I really didn't expect that. I wasn't that into it, and I rank it 10 out of 11.
That is insane. So what's
only
worse
ahead
than
of
it?
The Harvest.
Only out of the Harvest. So I, Robot, You, Jane.
That's right ahead.
And The Puppet Show are both better than
I
this.
like the villains in that. I'm jacked in.
Well, I like the villain in this, fucking Marcy Ross. That scene at the end where she's like cutting up Cordelia's face is scary.
You know what else was scary? When the computer made the other kid hang himself.
Shut the fuck up.
That was even scarier.
Oh my god. And how about that scene where Buffy's like, she has to really like listen. You know, she has to use her Slayer senses to track her down in that room. It was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's why she's my MVP.
All right, yeah, I understand that.
My MVP is the teacher. Sorry to her.
I'm gonna say my MVP is Giles.
Oh wow, great Giles up.
Great Giles up, I thought. Mr. Charles.
Hope that sticks forever.
All right, and where am I gonna rank it? Tell me from the top of my list.
All right, top to bottom. Angel, the Pack. Welcome to. Oh well, I guess your only 2 4-star episodes are Angel and the Pack.
Yeah, put it below those.
So ahead of Welcome to the Hellmouth.
That's right.
All right, and I guess we'll see where Prophecy Girl lands for you.